to this computer. All right. Are we all ready? Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
All right. Company motto. Yeah.
yeah.
Company motto.
Cherish the spirit,
Yep.
create the
Create the
vision,
Cherish
vision,
the
follow the
follow the
faith,
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 create the
serve
serve
in
in
vision,
humility.
humility.
follow the
Aja,
Aja,
faith,
aja,
aja.
serve in
aja.
humility. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for reciting the company motto with me. So, as we all know, that the reason why we recite the company motto is because this is the best reflection of our company culture, right? These are the values that we hold on to. We cherish every spirit. We don't use people as a means, as a tool for our growth or for money, but we actually respect everyone and treat everyone with respect, right? And that is why we say cherish the spirit. And so, with anything that we have in this, um, we have here in Atomy, everything has meaning and everything has so much value. So I hope that everyone is really happy to learn about it. And also, if you haven't taken a look at the video explaining about the company motto, then it's really great. So I also really recommend that you take a look. All right, now I have the I have the thing for the 8 steps to success. All right, I will start again with sharing the screen. And before I share the screen, I see that Miss Manut joined not long ago. I just want to invite for those who joined a little later and maybe missed what I said at the beginning. I said that I'm going to finish the presentation early today so that we can take some time to share our stories, our reflection, our goals, and how did this year go? And so I want everyone to be able to share how they are feeling and what they hope to achieve next year as well. All right, now I will share the screen. All right, so this is how to manage Atomy business, right? And this is from Crown Master Lee Sing Hee. And so when we are thinking about how to manage our business, these two things are the most important. Why and how. Why are we doing this big business to begin with? And after we decide to actually do this, then how are we going to do it, right? That's the next question. So these two are the most important things. So for the why questions, these three are the questions that we must ask ourselves. First, why should you do Atomy business? Or rather, why should anyone do Atomy business? Right? There are so many things that point to why we cannot just rely on a salary job anymore, right? Maybe 20 years ago, 30 years ago, with our parents' generation, it was a desirable thing to be hired in a company that has stable income, right? To grow in one company and stay there for the rest of your life, right? To have a lifelong employment. But that's just a fantasy nowadays, right? It's impossible to just stay in one job. And so, because of the economic difficulties, economic instability, and COVID-19 pandemic, the business failures, everything seems to point towards something called platform businesses. And that is why we need to choose something just like Atomy in order for us to prepare for our future, right? Then the next why question, why can anyone succeed in Atomy? Right? So they say that anyone has the opportunity to succeed in Atomy, so you need to find out why. It's in the marketing plan, right? And then lastly, why am I doing Atomy? If you don't have a clear answer on this, then it's going to be impossible for you to keep going in this business. This is going to be your driving force. We are going to come across many challenges and obstacles. And then whenever we come across them, we're going to feel that temptation. Maybe we're going to think, this is so difficult. What am I doing this for? But in order for us to not give up, we have to have that motivating factor why we are doing this business to begin with. So if you don't have a clear reason why you are here, then it's going to be hard for you to stay. That's obvious, right? All right. So, if we are very clear on why we're doing this business, we understand why anyone can succeed, why everyone should be doing Atomy business, then the next question is how, right? What do I need to do next? So then when we answer that question, everyone has the same answer for this, which is to follow the 8 steps of success in the order of the 8 steps, and then practice 8 core daily habits every single day. Now, so here are the 8 steps of success. first we have to set our goals, then make commitment, and then we make a name list and invite people, show the plan, show them the business plan. We follow up with those people, and then we also counsel with our sponsors, and then we duplicate the system, right? We follow this in the correct order, and then we can, that is what we call the 8 steps of success. So here's the first step, dream and setting goals. Now, this is something we call, in Atomy, this is very simple, right? Because if we just say, do you have a dream? Then many people struggle to say something because they don't really have a dream. But here in Atomy, we help you find one, which is by writing your balanced life scenario. Our chairman Park Han-gil kindly lectures you, has a lecture that explains everything about what kind of life that we should desire, right? The kind of life that every individual should desire and should aim to live. And of course, that balanced life that he talks about is to live well, to love, and to learn and contribute. This is beneficial for everyone, right? This is applicable for every single person. Now, and then after we find our dream, then, dream to live this balanced life, then we also have to set our goals. So, the reason why you need to set your goals is to keep your thoughts from going back to the past, right? Whenever we come across, whenever we are trying to grow, then we have to change our habit. We have to change our thinking and our mindset and our behavior, right? But from time to time, because we have been programmed to think the same way over and over again, we're gonna keep going back to our past selves. It's really hard for people to actually change. That is why we need to set our goals so that we have something that we can look towards and then we can keep going in that direction. Now, the second reason why we need to have goals is for us to have a sense of accomplishment so that we can go for bigger goals. When we have small goals and then we actually succeed and we meet our goals, that feels amazing, right? We're gonna feel that sense of accomplishment that we did something, yes. And then we're gonna have the confidence to set a even bigger goal so that we can keep going and keep growing, right? Now, some people struggle to set goals. Actually, many people struggle to set goals, including myself. I was always afraid to set a goal, especially for mastership. And the reason is because people are afraid that they will not make it and cause disappointment. Maybe they will disappoint themselves, or they're afraid of disappointing their sponsors and partners. Yeah. So what we need to do is, humans are designed to be negative, right? It is a self-defense mechanism that we are always against taking risks. So what we need to do is consciously go against that habit and then try to keep trying to think positive instead of negative so that we can keep changing our mindset. So that is something that we have to do consciously. This is not something that we can easily do. That is why we have to try really hard. And then we have to resist this fear, and then we will have the confidence to set our goals. So, how do we need to set our goals? We need to make concrete, quantifiable goals that we can record and visualize. And then when we set those goals, we set them in the short term, medium term, and long term. Now, second, after we have our goals and after we have our dream that's going to be the fuel for us to keep going in this business, then we need to make a commitment, right? Nothing is free in this world, including your success. And what you're trying to gain from Atomy is not just some money or some product. No, you're trying to live a balanced life. That's one of the hardest, most difficult things to gain in this world. So if you're trying to get that kind of life, then there's going to be a price to pay. So first, and that is what you need to do. We have to commit. We have to be really determined. I am really going to do this no matter what in order for me to live this balanced life, right? So in order to do that, you have to commit to these 3 things. First, you have to lead your own life. Do not be influenced by other people. Do not let other people push you down or push you around, right? Many people will say negative things to you when you decide to do Atomy business. They will say, hey, isn't that MLM? Or, hey, I heard that it takes a long time for you to earn money. You know, they maybe they will say that, or they will say, this is a scam, or they have so many things that are negative that they can say, right? But are you going to listen to them, or are you going to trust your heart and your dream? That is your choice to make. Now, second, you have to live a positive life, right? Here it says that negativity is the poison that will kill you in the end. And I agree wholeheartedly. When we are negative, and humans are designed to be negative, but when we are negative, we ruin our own future. We have to constantly try our best to be positive at all times. And only then we can actually keep growing and attract positive things into our life. Now, third, yes, we have to be prepared to pay the price. Now, especially with the price we're talking about here is the price, the time, where we are putting our focus and where we are putting our time, right? If you like playing golf, if you like going traveling, or you like to watch Netflix all the time, and you spend a lot of time going to coffee shops, and or you like to drink, right? A lot of those things, are they going to help you grow in your business? Probably not, right? So whenever there are things that are do not help you grow in your business, you're gonna have to put a pause on it, put a break. I'm not saying that you have to quit completely. You can go back to it after you become successful. But if you are really set on success from Atomy Business, then you have to be determined to pay that price and put a pause on those things that do not help you grow in your business and only focus on the things that help you grow in your business. So, as you can hear in my voice, this is very important, right? So you have to really, after you get that energy, you are that committed and you say, I'm going to pay the price. I'm not going to do anything that distracts me from this business. I'm going to focus all my energy here, right? If you feel like that, then you are ready to take action. Now, so what is the first action that you need to take? It is to make a name list. Now, the reason why we make a name list is because we need people, we need members in this business, right? So, here's the rule. The most important rule is that who do we write down in our name list? It's not people who you think will be interested in Atomy business. It's not people who you think will buy the products. No. It has to be all living people because we have something called the law of your own choice. Everyone has their free will to make their own choice. So that is why we never know who's going to like the products, who is going to like the business. Some people want to do the business, but then they try the products and have terrible experience, maybe. That's possible, right? So we never know what's going to happen. And maybe the people who you think will never join the business will actually be interested. So that is why we have to share to everybody because we cannot be the judge. Let them be the judge. Now, next, so like I said in the second rule, do not ever prejudge whether someone is going to be interested, right? And then this is a two-line binary, right? So you have to choose who you're going to put in your left leg and your right leg. Now, if there are people from the same group or same organization, same circle, like maybe your colleagues from the same company or your friends from the same high school, then it's better to put them on the same line because the moment that you divide them and then you put your mom on, let's say you put your brother on the left leg and then your sister on the right leg, then already they are separated and they become competitors, right? But if they're on the same line, then their points can be shared with each other and they can work together. So that is why we have to for people from the same group in the same line. Now, we also have to put people in the order of priority. So prioritize people by how close they are to you, in your heart or by distance, right? People who you can see often are the best people for you to contact. And lastly, this is the most important thing, the continuous addition. After we share to 30 people and they register, and then maybe that's all of our name list that we make at the beginning, that is not the end. We have to constantly add people to our name list so that after you share it to all the people that you know in your life, then you share to other people. And then maybe from your downline members and partners, they also start to share to other people, right? And then their name list becomes yours. So you have to make sure that your name list is always ever more increasing because the moment that you run out of the names from your name list, then you're gonna stop growing, right? And we don't want that. Now, next, after we make the name list, then of course we gotta invite people, right? We invite people by calling them, make a phone call, and then we make appointment, right? And here it says make an appointment only. And the reason is because usually when we call people, and let's say it's your friend from middle school, and you haven't talked to them in 5 or 10 years, and then suddenly you are trying to meet with them, they're gonna be suspicious. They're gonna think, is Manchu trying to borrow money from me? Or is Manchu going to try to sell something to me? Right? They're gonna be suspicious, right? And the moment they hear that I'm trying to share Atomy, which is an MLM, then yeah, maybe they might not want to meet with me anymore, right? So that is why when we call with them, then we have to make appointment only. If you explain too much right there over the phone call, then they might just block you. So, and it is not because Atomy is bad. No, it is Atomy, as you know, is an amazing business. But in the public, many people still don't know about Atomy and they don't understand about Atomy. So many people make a misunderstanding. And that is why we still have to be aware of the reality that people still have a bad perception towards MLM businesses. That is why we have to make appointment only. And then when we meet them face to face, then we can also explain more to them. And we can show them with our sincerity. When they can feel our energy, then they are much more likely to be convinced. Okay, maybe there is a reason of doubt, right? Maybe I should check again, they will think, right? So that is why it's much better for you to actually explain things face to face, because then they will feel that, oh, Manchu is not lying to me, so maybe I should learn more about this, right? So, and then lastly, you always have to remember rejection is vision. So, what we mean by this is when there are people who are going to say no, there will be people who reject you. And actually, we will receive more rejections than we will receive more no's than yes, right? But when this happens, we have to remember whenever people say no, that's because they don't know about Atomy, right? If they really knew that Atomy is a business where you just make consumption of products that you have to use anyways, but then you use from Atomy and then you get the points. And then when you share to other people just because you love the products, and then suddenly when they buy products, then the points are shared with you. And then this can be duplicated, and then this can allow you to make your dream come true and live that balanced life, then who's going to say no to Atomy, right? If they knew, if only they knew. But because they don't know, that is why they say no. That is why whenever that happens, then you can be feel good about yourself because you were the first one to see the value in this business. You were the first one. You understood about Atomy. You understood Atomy system before other people. So you're going to become successful before them. So that is why you can be happy about rejections. Now, when we invite people, then we can invite people to three things. We can invite them to products, we invite them to sponsors, and we invite them to seminar. The reason why I invite people to products is because everyone starts out as a product user. If you don't like the products, you can never become a business member. And everyone that you hear from the stage will say that when they first got to know Atomy, they didn't just try to start business right away. They just like the product or two. So that is why everything starts from products. So you have to make sure that you invite people to products. Now, after people try products, then we can also invite them to meet with our sponsors, and that our sponsors can help explain more about Atomy business. The reason why we make them meet with our sponsor and not just explain everything ourselves is not because we're not good speakers, but because psychologically people are more likely to listen and pay more attention to when a stranger is sharing information to them. Now, lastly, we invite people to seminar because that is where you can see the real vision in this business. That's where you're going to see all the people being promoted. That's where you're going to see all the people sharing their stories and speeches. So that is where people are going to really see how amazing Atomy Business is. Now, we also have to make sure that we have a good attitude. Attitude is everything, right? Even this morning with Crown Master Lee Sing Hee's Zoom meeting, she said that attitude is everything. So, what kind of attitude do we actually have to maintain in Atomy? First, we have the external attitude, our appearance. We have to look good, right? We have to not look fancy, but still at least neat and respectable so that people will be much more likely to listen to us. They say that rather than the content of what we say, the visual image has 55% of the influence. So people will look at us and just judge us based on how we look, right? Rather than listen to what we have to say. If a person who is wearing ripped clothes and maybe piercings and many tattoos and maybe wearing flip-flops and maybe half naked comes to you and tries to share about Atomy to you, would you listen? Most likely not, right? But if someone wearing a suit comes to you, gives you his name card and says, "I would like to share something that is a really great opportunity for you. Would you like to listen for a minute?" Then you'll probably say yes, right? So that is why we have to take care of ourselves and how we look. Now, second, we take care of our mind attitude. Now, this is about our confidence. The more confident we are, the more positive energy we will attract and the more positive people we will attract. And that will bring up our success rate. Now, when we're meeting with people, then here's the strategy that we can take. First, you have to reveal your identity. Rather than stalling around and beating around the bush, it is better to just stay upfront from the beginning and just say, "Hey, I started a business. It's called Atomy." Right? But then you also ask people questions, right? Because people like to talk rather than listen, right? So we have to be the one to listen first. And then when we listen, then we can actually find out about their needs. And then the thing with Atomy is that it has a solution for every single need that we have in our life. So you ask them about their family, their occupation, recreation, and money. And we always ask positively, "Hey, your family's doing really well, right? Hey, you're earning a lot of money from your job, right? How's your job going?" Right? And then most likely, because humans are negative beings, people are going to say no and they're going to start complaining. And then where they complain, there we're going to find the answers that we want. And then, of course, when we listen carefully, we empathize with them, and most importantly, we catch their needs. We identify their needs so that we can give them a solution. Now, after we invite people and we meet with them, and then what do we have to do? We have to show them the business plan. Because if we don't talk about business, then how will we find business partners, right? So that is why the reason why we show the plan is because of business expansion, organization building, because for consumers, product delivery is not enough. If we are only sharing products, then yes, we'll make a lot of consumers. But if they don't know anything about the marketing plan, then they will never show interest in the business because they don't know, right? So we invite people to business seminar. We get the support of our sponsor to explain the marketing plan, or we can also do it ourselves. So, of course, we encourage people to use the ABC strategy and get support from a sponsor. But even if we do end up meeting with our sponsor, the most important thing is we have to be able to explain this ourselves. We have to be able to do the STP. Because if you cannot do it, if you don't know how to do STP, then you will always have to rely on someone else to do it for you, right? And the thing is, in our step number two in 8 steps of success, what did we say? We have to lead our own life. And how can we lead our own life without being able to do STP ourselves, right? So that is why we have to know how to do it ourselves. Now, of course, if you want to do it well, you just have to do it a lot. There's a law of 10,000 hours, right? And also, which the law of 10,000 hours means that if you invest 10,000 hours on anything, then you're going to become an expert of it, right? And there's also another saying, practice makes perfect. So the more you practice, the better you will be. Now, when we show the plan, here are the things that we have to include. Now, this can be a 1 hour version, 2 hour version, or even a 10-minute version, or 5 minutes, 3 minutes, or even 1 minute, right? But in all of these, they include the same elements. So we introduce ourselves, we talk about the how we know about Atomy and what made us choose Atomy, right? And then we talk about change of age, why everyone should be choosing Atomy business. We also talk about the company, we talk about products, we explain how the system works through the marketing plan, and then lastly, we share our dream and vision. The reason why we share our dream and vision is because that is the most inspiring part. The fact that we have this crazy dream and that is why we're doing this business, that is really cool. And when people hear about it, either they will call you crazy or they will think that that is really amazing and then it's going to catch their attention. So that is why we have to make sure that we always put our dream with our STP. Now, of course, we have the features of the marketing plan, which we can all check in the channel Atomy or YouTube, right? So I'm going to skip over this part. Now, number six, after we show the plan, then we have to follow up with people. We have the law of 48 hours, which is the expiration time of emotion and memory. After 48 hours pass, people are going to forget whether they listen to the business plan or whether they have tried the products, right? After 48 hours, they're not going to remember anymore. So that is why after, for example, after you deliver the products, then you have to check with them. Have you tried it already or not? Right? Do you like it or not? Is it good or not? And then if they say no, then you can provide a solution, right? And then if the more you follow up with them, they can become an auto consumer, right? And then they will introduce people to you. They will get allowance. They will earn commission. And then with the support of your sponsor, an STP and seminar, they can even become business member, your business partner. So here's the important part. People may start as a consumer. They don't have to start business right away. But the important part is to follow up with them. The more you follow up, the better you are at following up, then the more likely you will be able to find business partners. Because business partners are not always just found, they can be made through follow up. Now, number seven, consultation. So, the purpose is of consultation is that they serve as a GPS for us, right? When we are doing this business, then we have to get to our destination safely, right? Our destination of Imperial Master, right? So until we become Imperial Master, that's gonna take us several years, right? And then if it's something that's going to take years, then we have to be able to check along the way every month, every 6 months, every year. We have to check. Are we going in the right direction? Right? So we check with our sponsor who has done this before us, right? Who has more experience than us. They know better than us, always. So we ask them, hey, am I doing this right? Is everything going okay for me? Right? And what do I need to do for me to improve? Right? So who do we actually consult with? We consult with our sponsor, yes. But do we consult with a sponsor that is maybe registered right above me? Maybe that person registered maybe 2 days before me, right? And then maybe they are not even interested in business, but because they are my upline, I call them sponsor. No, that's not who we ask, right? They're not going to know anything. They're not going to be able to answer. But we consult with a sponsor who is perfectly plugged into the system, right? Someone who is in our upline and not from a sibling line or partner, right? We ask a sponsor who actually is earning a lot of money from this business, who is actually successful and knows what they are doing, right? How do we know our sponsor knows what they're doing? We can know this by checking, first of all, whether they are plugged into the system. Second, are they earning money? Right? If they're making money from Atomy, then yes, you can ask them anything and they will know more than you. Yeah, they will know more than us. Yeah. So that is why we consult with those sponsors. And of course, when we consult with them, do not consult them about your life, right? This is not a time to gossip or just to get life counseling. No, this is about business, right? This is a business coaching, right? So we always talk about business and what happened and what we needed to. That is, we have to stay focused on that, and then we can keep going, right? The reason why people don't consult their sponsors And I'm also guilty of this a little bit. The common reasons are this. Some people don't know the benefits, right? From counseling, you can receive consolation, empathy, encouragement, and direction, right? That's so important. But people don't know. And then if people don't know that they need this, then they're not going to do it, right? Second, they think that they're doing well, so they don't need help. So they become arrogant or become prideful, and then they feel like they don't need help from their sponsor. But actually, when your business is going well, you still have to consult with your sponsor because it can always go south, first of all. And then, even if you feel like you're doing well, there might be something that you are missing because humans are not perfect, right? So maybe things are going well, but then there's one thing or two things that you are forgetting. So then your sponsor can be there to remind you so that you can actually be safe. Now, if some people don't consult their sponsor because they think that they're doing too bad and then they are ashamed and they feel like, if I consult with my sponsor, then I don't have anything to tell them. But actually, that is when you need to consult with your sponsor whenever you have a problem, whenever you feel stuck, whenever you feel like you're not doing well, because then your sponsor can tell you what you need to do and then you need to listen. Right? And of course, if you don't have trust in your sponsor, you're not going to want to consult. So, so that is why whenever we don't consult with our sponsor, that is just bad for us. So the more we consult with them, the better. Now, if you're a sponsor that is providing counseling, then lead by example yourself, right? If you don't do it, then your partners will not follow. Now, always empathize and tell them, don't criticize them. Instead, tell them, I was like that to you. I was like that too when I was at your level. But it's okay because things will change, right? Give encouraging words. And then you touch upon their dream, their vision. You motivate them and connect people to superior sponsor as well. Maybe you don't know everything. Then you can connect your partners to someone who is higher up in your line. And last and most importantly, listen carefully. Active listening, right? We don't just listen and then let it out the other ear. No, we listen actively so that we can actually give a good advice. Now, if you're a partner that is receiving counseling, yes, never do pre-consultation post-report. Then also, whenever you are consulting with your sponsor, make sure that you have your lineage map, your eight core checklist, and life scenario, and your lower sales volume. So whenever you have this, then your sponsor can take a look because they cannot remember everything, right? So let them look at your life scenario, lower sales, and eight core checklist, and then they can see where the problem is. So this is the data that you can present to them so that they can assess how well you are doing. Now, always consult with a sponsor that is plugged into the system and also only focus on business. And as a partner, you also have to listen carefully, right? Your sponsor will give you advice, right? Then, when they give you advice, then what do we have to do? We have to listen. Yes. Now, okay, here are some examples of common problems. If you're not registered as a member, uh, no, if you are struggling with registering members, then the problem is in the size of the vision, right? If your dream is not big enough, then you're not going to be confident enough, and then it's going to be hard for you to register new members. Now, if you're not getting any sales, that's because you're not using enough products. If you really love the products, you're not going to be able to stop talking about it, and there will be consumers. And there will be sales. So, if you feel like you're not getting enough sales, then just use more products yourself and be crazy about the products, and then you'll get more sales. Now, if you feel like you're not getting enough partners, that's because we are not inviting or following up with people, right? We don't just find partners from the beginning, right? Sometimes they start as a consumer and they grow into partners. And what can actually make that happen is follow up. So make sure that you follow up with people. If you feel like your group is not growing, that's because you are not plugged into the system. If you don't go to the seminars, then your group cannot grow. So always make sure that you're the first one to always be at the seminar. Lastly, this is a duplication business. That's the key essence of MLM businesses, right? So after we follow the first seven steps, then we guide our partners to follow the first seven steps as well. So that is what step number eight is, right? We teach our partners to do the same as ourselves. And when we are the good tree, then we are going to bear the good fruits. And this is the core of network business. So we duplicate successful people who have wonderful dreams and actions, right? People who we can really look up to, people who have the amazing dreams, and the people who really act on it. Those are the people that we need to copy, right? So that we become like them. And then we find people who will copy us, right? People who are ready, who have a good attitude, who want to also grow with us in this business. Then we find people who we will make sure that they will copy us. And then how we actually become successful, we become successful when we find the people who actually do copy us, who duplicate us. So that is why duplication is the key essence of our business. So always keep that in mind. Be the good tree. So for 2026, say to yourself, I'm going to be a good tree. Let's say it all ourselves right now. I'm going to be a good tree next year. And then so I hope that, yes. So I hope that everyone will be an amazing tree that bears amazing fruits for 2026. And on that note, I will be finishing the presentation here. So thank you all so much for listening today. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you found it useful. And so now we have 20 minutes left. And so I made sure to finish early today. I don't know if I spoke too fast. Did I speak too fast or it was okay? But yeah, so I think maybe today we can share some of our experiences, our speeches. Okay, Miss Jinhee, thank you so much.
Hello, I'm Diamond Master Jinny Park in Korea. First of all, I would like to say thank you to Diamond Master Manchu Kim for letting us know about Atomy, what, why, how, every Monday for 2025. Today, in particular, his voice was full of confidence and his energy were delivered. It's 11 p.m. in winter in Korea, and I want to go out to make cold contact. Because of him, I'm guilty if I don't let this good atomy know. I would like to share what Crown Master Lee Seung-hee said during the morning Zoom meeting. I have to go beyond myself. Opportunity is not about skill, but about attitude. A good attitude attracts luck, makes people come to me, and makes wealth. Who do you want to work with? The best skill is that the answer is me. I lived with a question mark in my head, looking at the unachievable goals of the day every night. I kept flogging me compared to others. But looking back at me over the past year, while listening to the success in the system, I have grown too much. I went on my first overseas trip with my mom, who is my sponsor, and I got promoted Diamond Master and attended a workshop as an A-Care Excellent Supporters. Mm. And share your goal 2026. Mm. My goal is uh, get promoted Shannon's Master in April. Mm. And I wish I have to auto sales master pin in uh, July. And uh, good job in 2025. All of all and fighting in 2026. I'm gonna be on good tree. Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much to Miss Junhee for amazing, amazing speech. As always, I am so inspired by Miss Junhee's speech because I always feel and whenever I hear, I can see that every word, every thought of Miss Junhee is so well thought out, and really, with the way Miss Junhee approaches this business is just so sincere. I think she is one of the people that really practices the company motto. And so I am so inspired always and motivated and encouraged by Miss Jinhee. She's really amazing. So I hope and I really support your goals for 2026. We're all going to be good trees. Sharon Rose Master, Auto Sales Master. Yes, amen. Let's make that happen. All right, and also I want to say, just like Miss Jin said, yeah, Crown Master Leasing, he's morning Zoom meeting today. Yeah, attitude is everything. Attitude is our asset, right? Now people are it's our success is not dependent on our skills anymore. It's not about the skills, it's not about our resources, it's about our attitude. So, attitude is going to be the thing that brings you the success. So, let's not compromise our attitude ever. And let's say that for 2026, we're going to be the person with the best attitude. Yes. All right. Is there anyone who would also like to share for today? I don't know if Miss Manut heard earlier that I mentioned her name earlier. If you would like to share. Yes.
You like to be always surprised. Uh, for me, I don't have plan for 2026 yet because I'm not ready. But actually, 2025, I think I have done many things also in Atomy, also in my personal life. Also, I just have some meeting with a friend. They also discuss about business, also convince me for new business. Beside Atomy, also they not ask me to stop from Atomy, but they suggest me new business. But what I was surprised, I feel like now I'm used to with Atomy business because I told them like uh I'm not ready for other business yet. Also, they asked me to produce my own product to sell because they said I'm good in sell. I can sell everything I want to sell. And I'm, I told them, um, if I'm not confident on the product or I'm not trust the people that make the product for me, I also cannot sell. So Atomy, because I'm confident on the product, that's why I can sell their product. So I have rejected some business with my friend also. And some of my friend, they said I should be uh, become influencer. I can give some advice to other people because now they feel like my energy is good. When they meet me, they discuss about their issues. They can get a good energy from me. So 2026, yes, I really have a lot idea from friends, but I haven't write down the list yet for 2026. So that's all that I'm sorry.
No, thank you so much, Miss Manu, for sharing. And yes, we still have how many days? 3 days, right? Two to three more days until the end of the year. So yes, we still have time to finish our thoughts. I'm saying that, this is the last webinar of this year for us for the Monday webinar, but no, we still have time. So yeah, it's for everyone who is not yet finished with their planning for next year. Actually, that's same for me. Yeah, I also really want to rewrite our life scenario and all our bucket list and our mastership plan and everything. So we have to do that, right? And also the new prayers for next year, new promises to make with my Lord Jesus. So yeah, everything. Yeah, but I really am so grateful that you still decide to share how you're doing. Yeah, I'm always so happy to hear from you. And I'm also so proud you said no to other businesses. Yes, because there is no business better than Atomy, right? Yeah, and it's so true what Miss Manut said as well. We have to be confident in the products that we are selling, right? So that is why in Atomy as well, if the products are not good, if we cannot trust the manufacturer, then of course we cannot do this business. So the reason why we are all here is because we have used the products. The products are really amazing and we know that and we experienced it ourselves and we really have trust in our brand and we have pride in our brand, right? And that is why we're here. So I'm always happy to always meet Atomians because we all have the same love, right? We love the same thing, which is Atomy. Yeah. And I think Miss Kyung, are you ready to share as well?
Good morning, everyone. I guess I missed the alarm. Woke up late. I apologize to joining late. Um, Hi, everyone. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. Diamond Master Kyungmi Kim. We are here raining outside in Alabama at this morning, and it's getting the cold. I'm ready to say, I'm ready to pass over the Himo Him and Hong Sam Dan and Noni to everybody at this time of year. So I'm waiting for every morning to go see to everybody because how good it is. These Himohim Hongsamdan Noni, these make it me and my son, past 4 years, we haven't got any call. I don't know how someone got a call out there in Korea, but we haven't got a call a past 4 years with this. I think the first thing that I do, I eat him or him with ginseng until I don't get sick. Doesn't matter, 5 or 10. I just keep eating. To stop coughing, stop running nose. Immediately stop, honestly. So I would love to tell everybody to trust the product and don't doubt it. Just to keep eating until you stop. You stop immediately in the neck and the runny nose and a coughing. But right now it's a winter start, so everyone, mini Mangu, she started eating the himoyim. I'm proud of me. I'm proud of her. Yeah, that's what I do. I do. Sometimes I do 20 bag because it doesn't stop. Oh, I just keep eating till it stops. So I would suggest everybody to trust the product, just to lean on the product. Oh, if I eat this, I stop. I stop immediately. I even tell everyone too, and everybody say, "Oh, how much it costs?" I give them. I give them the whole 6 pack until he stop. I mean, six pieces until they stop coughing and running nose. And guess what? They just not just run away. They ask for how much, and they find it out how much it costs. They just buy immediately. I think they have God in their heart. Yes, but I had experienced those kind of a case too. But um, this spinal system, unlimited it, with accumulated the point all the way to up to you. With the Passover that is a Hemohim, let's make it money, make everybody healthy, and let's go together. And this is a time. It's a winter time, the perfect time to pass over the Himohim and Hongsamdan and Noni. All these basic ones. Also, there's a lot of good product too, but trust the product. You can do it, and let's plan on it, and let's go. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Kyung. Yes, like I said before, and as Miss Kyung says as well, yeah, we have to trust the products, right? And trust the process. I really believe that, as people who are so enthusiastic about the products, like all of us here, it's gonna be impossible that we don't succeed in this business. We are the best spokespeople for this brand, right? So how can we fail in this business, right? We're gonna get there, and I really feel like next year is gonna be so good for everybody. And so I'm really happy to be sharing this webinar with everyone here today. And I feel like, just like Miss Manut said earlier, her energy is really good these days. And I think everyone's energy is gonna be super good, right, for this new year. So I'm really happy to share this energy with everyone too. All right. Before we finish for today, is there anyone else who would like to share before we finish? Miss Minnie? Okay. If not, that's okay. Miss Junmi, I think, unmuted herself. You want to share something?
박은하 총장님, 홍성수 국장님 다 계십니다.
Yes, I can see we have our leaders from Korea. We have Royal Master Park Eun-ha and Sharon Rose Master Hong Sung-soo. So, all right. So, 혹시 박은하 총장님, 홍성수 국장님, 저희 마무리하기 전에 혹시 올해 마지막 웨비나인데 혹시 인사 한마디 해주실 수 있으실까요?
Open mo, open. Ano, high blood? Bawal ito. Okay. Oo. Zoom, open mo
Uh,
muna. Zoom.
Miss Maribel, would you like to share something?
Ano pa lang, mag-open pa lang. Mag-check si
Okay, I think maybe not. Yeah.
박은하 총장님이 계시는데 제가 좀 이렇게 발표하기가 좀 쑥스러운데요. 어, 1년 동안 멋지게 이렇게 진짜 잊지 않고 어, 웨비나 해주신 김만철 팀장님께 정말 고개 숙여 감사를 표현하고 싶습니다. 감사합니다. 저는 부끄럽게도 영어를 모릅니다. 정말 제가 컴퍼니 멀어 이거밖에 모른다고 맨날 했는데 어떤 때는 좀 알아들을 수가 없으니까 이게 참여하는 게 내가 맞는가 싶은 생각도 들긴 해요. 그렇지만 그 PPT 자료나 또 이 김만춘 팀장님의 열정을 보면 영어는 알아들을 수 없지만 정말 마음으로 가슴으로 느낄 수 있어서 항상 감사하게 생각합니다. 그리고 그 한 가지라도 더 전달해 주려고 하는 그 성의, 사랑 그런 것들이 느껴지기 때문에 정말 한 해 한 해 해가 거듭할수록 너무너무 감사를 드리고요. 그저 고맙다는 말씀밖에 드릴 말이 없네요. 특히나 제품 설명에 있어서는 여자인 저보다 어쩜 그렇게 더 세심하게 많은 체험을 하고 정말 하나하나 설명을 전달해 주려고 하는 그 점이 정말 존경스러울 정도로 너무너무 감사합니다. 많은 파트너님들과 함께 이끌어 나가시는 그런 모습을 제가 직접 다 보지는 못했지만 너무너무 감사드리고요. 또 우리에겐 정말 어디서도 만날 수 없는 멋진 스폰서님들이 많이 계시기 때문에 우리는 올해 노력한 그 이상으로 내년에 더 잘 노력을 해서 멋진 팀, 멋진 파트너 같이 만들어 나가는 그런 팀들로 성장할 거라고 믿고 또 내년에도 잘 부탁드립니다. 김만주 팀장님. 감사합니다.
Thank you so much, Sharon was Master Hong Sung-soo. That was really 정말 감사합니다, 국장님. That was a really touching speech. And okay, I'm going to translate real quick to English for the sake of people who don't understand Korean. So she said, Sharon was Master Hong said, for this past year, I want to thank Manchu for this webinar this year. And also, she's embarrassed to admit that maybe she doesn't understand English and she only knows the company motto. But so because of that, she doesn't understand, she sometimes doubts whether it is right for her to join every week. But she can feel the energy from the speaker and she can always feel the sincerity that I try to share. Just one more thing for the product presentation this morning, the fact that I try to share every little detail. It's really respectable, and she cannot see it in every process how I lead the partners and that I have. But because we have so many partners and sponsors that are so amazing all around the world, more than how much we did this year, but we're going to grow even more next year. And so, thank you in advance for next year as well. So. That was the speech from Miss Hong Song Soo, and I'm just so touched and so grateful. Um, and it's really true, right? I think I also just want to thank Sharon Rose Master Hong Song Soo because yes, she doesn't understand English, but she still joins every week. And the fact that and the thing is the also that is because she is here to show support, right, as our leader and as our sponsor. And I know how boring it is and how difficult it is to be somewhere where we don't understand anything. The first time I came to Surabaya and I went to one day seminar in Surabaya and they speak Indonesian and I don't understand anything. I just sat there and I also fell asleep. So I know, and the fact that she is here every week, I'm just so touched and I'm so grateful. And this is the thing with Atomy. I think, they say that we are not only money rich, time rich, but we are friends rich. And I think there's one more thing. I think we become love rich. So we really become so filled and enriched with the love for people and love for each other that I am just always so grateful. And I'm so honored and so happy to see you next year with everyone here as well. So thank you so much. And Happy New Year. All right, I
다음
think
주 없는 거 말씀해 주세요.
네. I also see from Miss Diamond Master Kim Young-duk from AGT team. She also says thank you, and I want to thank her as well. So thank you to everyone for always showing support and always being here every week. And I'm always just so happy and so honored and so grateful that everyone is here to meet with everyone here every week. Okay, so just one announcement for next week. Next week, we're not going to have this webinar on 5th of January because there is a team meeting for me. And so for next week, I think we can just cancel for the week. And then we will continue again from, I think it should be 12, right? January 12th. Yes. Yeah. And also, as we are, I don't know if this is in anyone's goal, right? Because we are still not finished about thinking about our goals for next year. But I think maybe maybe Miss Kyung will think about this as well. So I really want to just put it out there. This Monday webinar, I think this is a really great time and space for people to share. So I want to invite more people to share next year so that I am not the only one talking, right? But if you want to try a presentation, just contact me beforehand, and then we can change the speaker for that week, right? If you want to just give speeches at the end, yes, just then you also contact me beforehand, and then I will also try to finish fast so that we have more time for speeches like today. I think this is really great. And then the more we can change and rotate the speakers, the better, because then everyone can get practice and everyone can get a fresh perspective. So I think Miss Kyung, Miss Manut, Miss Jinhee, I think this applies to everyone here. I think everyone can do it. So just let me know. Just send me that message. I'll be waiting. Yes. So I hope that that will be in one goal, one of the many goals in your list. Yes? All right. Fighting. Aja aja. Okay. All right, so let's finish for today. I want to thank everyone and thank you to all sponsors, all partners, and all other members and leaders as well. Yes, I think this year is really just so full of gratitude. I'm always just so thankful. I'm going to share the screen for the company motto and then we can finish for today. All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Company motto. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
영원,
Yep.
yeah,
Cherish the
Cherish the
spirit,
영원할
spirit,
spirit,
create the
spirit,
vision,
create
지향하게
the
create
follow
the
the
vision,
vision,
flame,
to
flame,
make
serve in
하며
humility.
serve in
humility.
아자,
humility.
아자,
아자,
아자.
아자.
감사합니다. 수고하셨습니다.
감사합니다.
감사합니다.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone. See you
Happy
next
New
감사합니다. 모두 모두
year.
Year.
사랑합니다. 해피 뉴 이어.
감사합니다. 사랑합니다.
감사합니다.
Happy
홍성수
New Year's!
국장님,
Happy New
박진희
Year.
팀장님, 수고 많으셨습니다. 감사합니다. 박은하 총장님.
박은하 총장님, 감사합니다. 전신영
해피
국장님,
뉴,
감사합니다.
해피 뉴 감사합니다.
전시현 국장님 감사합니다. 보고 싶어요.
네, 저도요. 국장님, 1년 동안 너무 감사합니다.
별
2년
말씀을요.
동안,
너무너무
2년이.
제가
박은하
감사합니다.
총장님,
앞으로
너무
쭉,
감사합니다.
앞으로 쭉 함께합니다. 감사합니다.
감사합니다. 국장님 때문에 울 뻔했어요.
아침에 오늘 더 감동했어요.
아, 정말 감사합니다.
아, 예, 예.
예니.
네, 예니 사장님 너무,
아니,
네.
사실 제가 살짝 리셋밤을 살짝 멀리하고 있었는데 오늘 아침에 반성했어요.
네.
정말 감동하면서 반성했어요. 감사합니다. 사랑해요.
네, 감사합니다. 그럼
감사합니다.
네,
마치겠습니다.
굿나잇.
네, 새해 복 많이 받으세요.
복 많이 받으세요.